Hello.
Hello,
Hello. Rach.
Rach.
All right.
Rachel, but short.
Okay. Great. It's the light here. Look, this is my light here. Source of my light.
That's your
It's
daily
a,
sunshine.
yeah, it's the cloud. Yeah, yeah. I cloud in the sky. Yeah. You know what I say? Like a telephone is a device. It's like a body. When you lose the telephone, your consciousness, your information is still in the iCloud.
Yeah.
That's the same with us. We have a body, but our soul is eternal. It doesn't need a body. When the body is there, you can work things out, but if it is not there, you are still there.
Perfect. That is such a good analogy.
I see I'm a little bit darkish here,
Well,
but
to be fair, Wim, I have got like a full-blown light right in my head.
that's it.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's it.
you probably still have the use of your retinas, whereas I'm not
Yeah.
sure I do.
Haha. Okay,
Great.
good.
Well,
Yeah.
I'd love to just welcome you and thank you so much for joining us. It's amazing to have you because obviously you're such a legend, but also because I've been in the spiritual world and yoga world for so long, and I am faced with such pompous, silly billies a lot of the time. And you are not one of those. You don't claim to be a guru. You're super fun. You're extremely accessible, and your method is extremely successful with helping many people across the world with
Mm.
various illnesses. So thank you so much for coming on board and doing this for Yoga Stops Traffic, which is a human
Mm.
trafficking charity.
Thanks, Rach. Thanks, Rach. Let's make it outrageous.
Oh, brilliant! That that will be my new name on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
Yeah, nice one.
So just wanted to introduce anyone who doesn't know who you are. I mean, I feel like the world definitely knows who you are, but should anyone tune into this who doesn't know who Wim is, he's
Mm.
broken several world records. He's ran a marathon barefoot in the desert. He's climbed Kilimanjaro and Mount Everest in his shorts. He's been injected in under laboratory conditions and scientifically proven things that were beyond our comprehension and otherwise disputed before Wim went and provided us with this evidence using his body and his techniques. And generally amazing chap who also manages to maintain a sense of humor. So thanks, cheers, thanks a lot.
Yeah, yeah, the sense of humor in amidst all this, all the bullshit I'm getting across in my life and all what is going on. There's a lot of things going on with these power systems, and still people able to go to the moon and all that, and technology, but not being able just to get common sense, laughter, happiness, strength, health going every day. If life isn't about laughter, happiness, strength, and health, then it doesn't serve the purpose.
Yeah.
The characteristics of who we are in our depth is the soul, and the soul expresses itself being happy and strong and healthy, and it's not otherwise. So any scriptures, any religion, any tradition, any modern kind of living, technology, power systems, and all, they have gone a little bit too abstract, too far out from common sense.
Mm.
We are born to be happy, strong, and healthy. So what is the matter? And because people don't take it anymore through all the confusion and the doubts arisen and the way we are schooled, that's why we come in. We come in as new teachers to bring back common sense, in common sense, happiness, strength, and health for everybody. No exception. Unconditional love every day. That is that is the not only the secret. It's you. You are the only owner of that treasure box.
Mm-hmm.
Open up the lid, become one with the wealth within, and you will shine and radiate love and energy, and prove all the scientists in the world wrong if they stick with the old paradigm. Mm-hmm. You know, the old paradigm is one where the pharmaceutical industry has been able to grow to a deep proportional extent, and that is now ruling over us.
Yeah.
As if we need pills and medicines to get back to who we are when we are deregulated or out of ourselves, becoming sick. Sick is a signal that you have to go back inside. You've gotten too far. And then all this, the food industry, the way we have to live to exploit the world, produce in the world, pollute the world, have wars as being part of the necessary evil or something. All these abstract ideas. Just be happy. A happy man doesn't go to war. A happy man is not longing for all kinds of unnecessary items. He is there. So are we able to become happy, strong, and healthy? And I say simply yes. And the science is done. So more science will come, but the existed establishment, which is controlled by people who make money on our sickness and disease, on our dependency, that needs to go. That is the old paradigm. Now we come in, Rach, and we're going to make an outrageous place of it every day. That's the way we psychically should feel and be. And until that is not happening unconditionally, we got to show up. Mm-hmm. talk common sense.
Hallelujah. And you've done that extensively, and yet we're still in the dawn of Muppets, basically. And you actually really helped a lot of people in the pandemic by making your course accessible, which is another point that I really respect you for, because you're not one of these elitist well-being people. You know, it's not like only white middle class people can do these yoga classes, only, you know, people from the West can access real wellness. You're like across the board, everyone can do this. You've got so much free content. This is for everyone, literally any body, any type, any age, anywhere, they can do this.
So it is, and that the good thing is that it is accessible, it is effective and powerful, and it is there for everybody, and it is for free. So there it is. All the content is on YouTube, mm-hmm. and we feed the Instagram, and I don't know. I got 10 people working with me. They do all that.
I guessed as much.
Yeah, I just show up. I'm just here once again. I'm like 20 years ago when I had nothing.
Yeah.
And nobody believed me, and everybody thought I was crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm still the same guy, but now I'm accumulating more and more, traction, power, and I'm reaching now millions of people. Mm-hmm. That is good. I believe in what I do, and I go through science, but I want to reach billions of people.
Yeah.
So I just keep on going, because this is a belief of a simple man who wants to make the people happy, strong, and healthy based on science. I am unstoppable, because the truth of this is stronger than the existent lies and the concoctive realities therein, full of politics and bollocks and power and money and more and complicating realities. Hey man, get back to your sense. Be happy, strong, and healthy. Here it is. It is simple and it's there. Time.
Great. I love it. Good vibes, man. Great vibes.
Yeah. That should be the thing. And if we come together like right now, Rach, you and me, two people, then we just enlighten ourselves talking about these core values of life, that they should be there, that we should open up to the innate capacities of ours, born with everybody, and they should come to life, to fruition. And happiness is nothing more than the control over the hormonal system. We have to do this controlled because we live in a competitive society. They made us live, I need to be better than you and somebody else, etc. And thus I get a career in the hierarchy. I will be up there and I will be able to command others, and I get more attraction, more energy, more money. But I'm not happy. So it doesn't serve my control within. It doesn't serve my control to be happy. I get money and I can buy stuff, unnecessary stuff. I will find out after 30 years of buying. I'll find out I'm not happy. And then it's very difficult to awaken to the ability simply to become happy at that moment. For that, for those people who are still there inside, captivated in a mind which is not theirs because it doesn't serve. It's like an illusion where people getting into these schoolings. And I mean, it's logical. If you see the West, what it is doing, it's taking from poor countries. It's taking the goods and the the iron and the magnesium and the oil. I don't know what they do, but it's all politics and very complicated. And then the Netherlands is one of the biggest producers of meat in the world, and that is a little tiny country. They have gone so systematically, like the Nazis with the Jews, something like that, with meat to make so much money on killing. Yeah. And it takes 10 times more a place like terrain and food to make one piece of little meat. That's why the Amazon is being cut away. And then we are a society of high values, and we are a modern society, and we are great. No. It's sneaky, it's hypocrite. And people really, they don't become happy. They are just in the illusion that they are happy. You can't be happy inflicting damage to the planet. You are not sensitive to real hunger somewhere else. When you got a lot, just because we are smart making money with this system, that's why we don't say anything here in the Netherlands or in Germany or in England or in France. It's all the same. This has to change. So we came up with something all these countries do not have. They have a rising problem with depression, and people don't know the purpose of life itself, and especially now. Depression, anxiety, and all these things are coming up. People find out they actually have no control over an invisible enemy called the virus, the COVID. And 1.5 million people died last year of COVID. 60 to 70 million people die every year of inflammatory diseases. And we showed how to bring it down in 2014. You see, when you come with the truth, when you come with natural methods, but they don't make money, then they don't want it. And that is the disease, that is the sickness. So we came up with a method that is able to provide people unconditionally being happy, strong, and healthy. Something you cannot buy, but is of the greatest of values, and you can only achieve it by doing it. And once you do it, then you get people who are happy. They are unconditionally there. Then they step out of this rat race of production and accumulate power because they have certainty within their lives already existent the way Mother Nature meant it to be. And that is love. And that love we bring to our children. If we do that, then the war ceases because there is no possession need anymore. The production stops because how much does a happy man need? Almost nothing. Yeah. He's happy already. He doesn't stuff his house full of items all the time because that's a mental state where we got in. Mm-hmm. And that is only because it's a sort of second best, because we never learned within the primary school what is happiness, what is strength, and what is health. Because those are the core values of who we are and what we are now and in the future. Maybe you have no work at a certain moment, but you don't lose control over your happiness. We lost it. And then yoga comes in. Yoga is to unite. To unite. It comes from a verb, huge. It's to unite, to connect. And we get all these things. And I got into that because I was looking for that 45 years ago and 50 years ago. I was looking for that, and it was strange then. Yoga was not existent in the West. Mm-hmm. This was very strange. It only came because of the Beatles and people like that, and the hippies and all that openness. It came through openness, and that I took that up back then, and I was doing that, and then I found out that the yoga, the way that it is being practiced and being revealed within the scriptures and all, it is not updated. Mm-hmm. And yoga actually is a universal technique without a dogma. It is just there. You can use it and it works. But the way they used it before is of a different, it manifests differently when you look at the problems of nowadays. Mm-hmm. Now our neurology has changed, our bodies have changed, the telephones, the the electricity, the waves, it all changed. So we have to bring in different techniques. And I found out that the cold is really a great way to reunite with the depth of our physiology. And that and then within the cold, when you go into the cold, you learn to breathe deeply. And I separated one with the other. And then I had a breathing techniques completely different than the old pranayamas from the yoga tradition, coming from the cold. The cold is merciless but righteous. It brings you into the depth of yourself. And if you don't breathe well, you will lose the biochemistry and you will jeopardize the body in icy water, as say. But if you do the right breathing, then you make your body suddenly within yourself stronger. You're able to stay and thrive in icy water. And icy water is then a mirror to see if you have this biochemistry changed for the good or being in control of your inner physiology in the depth. And that I did. And then I found out that we have a brain, and that brain has a will. And the will is neurology. That neurology is like the captain of the vessel, our body.
Mhm.
But if it is disconnected, then the captain can shout from the bridge on the vessel, but nobody is listening. If you learn to connect with your body through going into the cold, through learning how to handle the deep physiology, the biochemistry, then suddenly the captain is able to command the rest. The neurology of the will is able to be connected with the rest of the neurology, which is connected to all cells, to the DNA, to all the organs, to the bone marrow, name it, anything. That is neurology. And neurology is the nervous system, but it's also electricity. It's the light of life. And that light of life, we are able to illuminate, to make it stronger, to cleanse it, to see it. When we see it, then they call it chakras. When we see it and we are able to press our cerebrospinal fluid in the spine to the head, we can simply become get into samadhis and cleanse old trauma. Now I'm doing studies wherein we see that we are able to tap into the DNA and deeper than the DNA into the genome expressions, the telomeres, and to make the cell stronger. We are able to do all these things. And with that comes the last thing before I let you talk again. Great. That is, I'm doing the research now on the DNA related to our ancestral genetical encrypted codes. And that means our ancestors who are within us, in our DNA, encrypted in our genes, genetics, they are able to be released by us, to be solved by us. So all trauma of past lives and this life, we are able with the neurology at will, the neurology of our will, to connect with the DNA inside the cell and change what is captivated through trauma in the ancestral past. And then enlightenment comes if you release captivated karma, as they say in yoga. If you release that, then you get into the kleshas. And this is the deeper trauma from the past lives coming to your attention, and you can feel it. You can feel when you go deeper within that there is a trauma, a blockage, an inhibition, an old fear, and you don't know about this life. No, it is from past lives. And that sounds all hoey-woey, but now it's going to be science. And with that, we will show that the path to enlightenment is simply now a matter of choice. And then we got the yoga of the old universal technique of yoga. We got it updated to exactly what we need here and now and nowadays. How to beat inflammation and how to regulate our own mood. And there we are. And for that, we talk now in this podcast, this magazine, and we answer questions of people who are searching. We answer it right here and right now. Listen, reader, dear reader, listen, we found absolute biohacking techniques evolved and screened by the scrutiny of science, that we are able to own our mind in a way that makes us able to enter far deeper into our physiology, emotions, even our ancestral past. And it's all there now, and it is not simple. Oh, I mean, it's not complicated. It is but simplicity, or no, not simplicity. It is simple, not simplicity. The difficult thing was to see and to be aware now. Hey, so I could be happy, strong, and healthy, and I could get to know, become aware of my ancestral past and whatever is deeply traumatized within that I, in my normal consciousness, are not even aware of, but what plays a role in the depth of me, even that I can access into and solve. And I say, yes, dear reader, here it is. Look into it. Meditate on your happiness to come, your health to come, your power to come, because you are the rightful owner of your own mind and body. And there we are, autonomy for everybody.
Yeah, that's some pretty big news, Wim. Like, sounds like there are some answers to things that people have been asking questions about for a really bloody long time. And yet, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, none of the medical industry has yet come to you to ask about corona in terms of, you know, potentially giving you corona and watching you fight it, which is very strange given what we've seen you do before and
Yes.
what that could do for the world at large.
Yes.
And I'd like you to talk about that and the medical industry and potentially vaccines and masks and where this is all going, where we think, what our intuition is, how we feel about all of that, in light of what you've just said.
No, I know. The damaging factor of COVID 19 is those are cytokines. Cytokines are inflammatory markers within the blood, and they deregulate our immune system. It then becomes overactive, and it's called a cytokine storm. And that is the damaging factor within the disease. In science, they consider it to be impossible to bring down a cytokine storm consciously, just, you know, the person itself, without the aid of, say, vaccines or something. And we have shown very clearly to bring down cytokine storms in 2014 already in medical comparative study. The thing is not that it is not possible. The thing is, yes, and I'm not into conspiracy, but the thing is, why don't they take this up? I told Professor Pickers, whom I talked to today, you still have my blood and the blood at minus 80, and it still is okay, that blood. And you could insert ex vivo in laboratory setting COVID-19 directly into that serum and then see, because before you did the same thing with an E. coli bacteria, which was a scientific experiment, and normally there is an aggressive reaction of the immune cells in the serum, and that means a cytokine storm. That means fever, headaches, and all the damaging factor and all. And in our blood, you saw that it was very much reduced, that damaging factor, within a quarter of an hour. And so a virus is the same. It also causes inflammation. So we show the damaging factor, we can bring it down. Please look at it. But people are more interested in money and their ways and the industry, and the industry is gaining billions and billions and billions. That is power. Yeah. They got us by the balls. you know? And we are like sheep. We always followed the system. And now you see the system is failing, and we got all these lockdowns. They are completely careless and insensitive. They don't care. The only thing they care for is to manipulate, to make money, to squeeze us to whatever. And they, Rach, they are not happy. That money, that power doesn't make them happy. But yet we are in the claws of this illusion all. You got people who are in power, and you got people who are within the power, who are ruling and who are suppressed. It's one and the same illusion. And I say, snap out of the illusion, guys. Be unconditionally happy, strong, and healthy. I got the tools. We are not built to be mesmerized and manipulated our whole lives. We have a purpose. We have a soul. And the soul's characteristics are being happy, strong, and healthy. Then the soul will show its neurology full bloom, like a tree. It always goes on, grows to the sky, is beautiful, and it serves life and so much more life. It gives us shadow, it gives us oxygen, and it gives beauty, it gives shelter, it gives so much. And it's always giving. That is our neurology. If we radiate within us, we become excited like a child. In a child, it is still not schooled enough, not brainwashed enough, not neurologically manipulated so much that it is still free. It is still excited to learn and to find out the most simple things. They laugh about, and if I say to my little one, he just bursts out of laughter. And I can do that 100 times a day. And he still is laughing all the time. This stupid, beautiful laughter, we have lost it. We are caught in the illusion. And that illusion now is not control. That is not power. That is within a cocoon with the people who have power and the rest who are manipulated. It's one cluster of, it's an illusion. And we got to snap out of it. It's now time to go into the transition, to the change. Let us change for the good. Mm-hmm. Let us awaken to simplicity. In this case, it is be happy, strong, and healthy. This is what they said to me, Dave Asprey, the bulletproof guy, in his podcast. Wim, what is enlightenment? And please put it in one sentence. I never asked this, but now I said, okay, here you got it in one sentence. Just be happy, strong, and healthy. The rest is bullshit. So that it is. We got to snap out of this. What is going on? And we got to begin actually a new political party of being happy, strong, and healthy for everybody, because that is natural. We got it scientifically endorsed, and we need to clean up the bullshit. Yeah. We need to get the bullshit out of our neurology, our paradigm, and because we love our children to become happy, strong, and healthy. And the rest of the bullshit, the politics, and but you got to think of this and think of this. No. They caught us already in that thinking brain, which is not a feeling brain. When you love somebody, you're no longer in thinking. What a great feeling that is. Just to be in love and you fly everywhere. It's amazing. That is the way we should feel every day about life. Unconditionally in direct connection, fully alive, blooming, to be in life. And that is unconditionally, beyond any doubt, it's there. And real control of our mind is learning to let that mind go into this deeper feeling and purpose of the soul. Yeah. There, that's where I am. That's where we are.
That's where we are, mate. But it's all
yeah.
Got to catch up.
Yes, and that's why we talk.
Yeah.
That's why we come together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But this
Great.
should be mainstream, man. This should be mainstream. You know, like people are out there wondering whether there's anything they can do for themselves. Yes, they can do what you do. Is there, you know, do we have to have the vaccine? Do we have to wear a mask? I mean, it's all an individual choice, which is what you said. It's autonomy, right? But people's autonomy is away because of fear. So,
yes,
you know, I don't know where I stand on the vaccine, except at the moment I don't want it, but I don't believe
I don't need it. I really don't need it. But whatever they do with the vaccine, what I showed in science is a much better control than in science was shown up till then. Say the autonomic nervous system and the autonomic workings of the immune system now are within our control. And with that, we will show that we are able to exterminate about any disease. Because isn't it logic that we are built within with the tools to get rid of any bacil, bacteria, virus, because we have to exist. Millions of years of evolution we throw away, and suddenly we need vaccinations, we need pills, we have gotten into a lifestyle which has disconnected us from our tools. And those tools, they should come up to every reader or every person who is watching this. Hey man, we are built to be able to fend off any of those things, because we are built to have a control over the immune system far deeper. And that is only the immune system. The other one is the hormonal system. That what makes us feel so good is dopamine, serotonin, endorphin, cannabinoids, opioids when there is pain. And we can access all that. And we have shown that it is not difficult. You don't need 20 years of training, of yogic training or something. No, you need a half hour to tap in, or 10 minutes.
Oh my God.
10 minutes, guys. Well, so I say, to change the paradigm, change the pathways into straight pathways to the inner control inside your brain. The way nature meant it to be is to be happy, strong, and healthy. And then mouth caps and 1.5 meter distance, it's all unnatural. We are social beings. We need the electricity, the neurology to connect. This creates hormonal consequences, which is good for the blood flow and for our being, oxytocin, among, there are many others. But they have been seeing in experiments with mice, if you, mice, they have they have a tendency to have 20% benign breast cancer, mice. But nothing is going on when they live together. If you separate them, isolate them, then it becomes 80% malignant. That is what loneliness does. That has absolute neurological, physical consequences in any body of us. We are mammals all. And we have direct influences, negative influences on our gene expressions in the DNA that turns on and turns off organs caused by loneliness. It's really bad to be alone. And this is what they say. They say, oh, to get COVID out. No, you get COVID in because you lower the power of your immune system through loneliness. And then these mouth caps to just breathe your own shit all the time in and out. This is also not natural. They should talk about how to strengthen naturally our immune system, which has gotten so dependent on doctors and pills and medicines and the way we live. We live with shitty food caused by an industry, and we live in rush hours, stressful, and that has absolute negative effects. And then our body with shitty food, which is also stress, logically gets into trouble. That is a logic. And our immune system therein will also weaken. Now, people, if they go into cold water swimming, for example, very simple, they don't become sick. They simply don't become sick. And when they grow older and older and older and older, they don't ever go to the hospital. And people are not taking this up. It is going back to nature, back to the way cold water has a merciless way to bring you back to who you are and what you are in the depth, transcending any lifestyle done by our society, which is into production and not into our happiness, strength, or health. That is, a side effect. So it is not important. For the people in power, it's important that you play a role in the process of production. And that, it needs to stop. And now you see all this arrested lockdowns and all that. People just die and get depressed and lose their jobs and get a lot of anxiety. That's what they get of these insensitive, in control being bastards who have no control over themselves. It needs to stop. We need to get autonomy. And that autonomy, it's built in. We don't need them. They need us.
It's pretty obvious, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, man. And because during this pandemic, like you say, loneliness kills, it causes depression, it causes physical conditions. So we've got two things here in the pandemic. We've got the virus, which we've seen that you can combat in terms of, decreasing inflammation in your body with breath and mental commitment. We can see that you can control mood. And so the two main issues with COVID are the physical and the mood and depression, because they've also said that COVID attacks your mental health should you have a pre-existing mental health condition. Like I do, I was suicidal in hospital, lots of medication, blah, blah, blah. And so they phoned me, I'm 39. My doctor phoned me and said, you can come for your vaccine. And I was like, I've got perfect health and I'm never going to be sick. This was 10 years ago. And they said, oh no, you've got a pre-existing condition.
Oh.
You have to come in for your vaccine. And I was like, I'll politely decline. Thank you so much. But it's just, it's so frustrating to know that you exist, answers exist. Why aren't they being taken up, man? Like, you must get so frustrated.
Yeah, that's what it is. I get frustrated, but every day you can find me in the cold water. I just do my shit, and I feel happy, and I laugh about the ridiculous jokes of my little son, and I have a great fun. And in the meantime, I keep on going. I will break the walls. I will break the walls of the ignorance. I will keep on going. We are gladiators of the light. That's what we are. We have to remind us when we are frustrated and it feels like it's not getting anywhere, we are getting somewhere. And that somewhere is going to be very effective in the end. Never lose the light of yourself, even though you fight in the darkness alone. And now, finding people like yourself that to me is enlightening. That gives me power. You give me power, Rach. It's love. It's beautiful. It's pure. It's amazing. It's common sense. It's like a family, and it's very strong.
It is.
So thank you.
Well, thank you so much. And I'm just so sad that on one hand, you know, there aren't doctors knocking on your door, but equally ecstatic that you exist along with this method. And you know, I have tried to tell people or lead them to your method. And as someone who's been, you know, extremely depressed, suicidal, and meeting other people who are in that position, and then I say, well, you just, you know, you take cold showers, you do the breathing, and they go, oh yeah, the breathing sounds okay, I don't want to do the showers, and they go and take their pill and continue with that path, and I'm just like, I just want to shake them, like, what is going on? You must see this a lot.
Yeah, yes, but I also see a lot of success.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's only increasing. I'm reaching millions of people now. I go now for the billions. I know the process from going nowhere to so many people, and that now I know I will keep on steady and bring people to the light of their life as they are. Everybody has the right to live in light, to live like not heavy, being light, to be light, not dark, to be in control over their inflammation and over their mood, to be happy. All that control is now shown in science, called, you know, the health is the control of the immune system in the depth. Mood is the control over the hormonal system in the depth. And power and energy is control over the metabolic processes in the cell. And we have shown this all in science, going past the existing paradigm or knowledge and understanding of contemporary science, which is a build-up from hundreds of years, been written down, stated, and verified, and studied, etc. And therein, they did not find the control we have seen. And now it's a matter of keep on going until it is common sense and until it's mainstream. Last week, they said breathing has become mainstream. Justin Bieber is doing it, and he says Wim Hof is a G, and Gwyneth Paltrow had a Netflix documentary on my thing with me, and it's gotten into mainstream. So that's what I want. I want people to have a non-dogmatic choice. I know it works. But, or as there's a Dutch proverb saying, it says, you can be right, but you need to get right. You need others to confirm that as well. And I know I'm right, because I want to bring happiness, strength, and health based on science. Can't be not right, you know? It can't be, it cannot be not right. That is the way. And it shows that people are taking it, that people are taking it up. And now it's a matter of time to keep on going. And Rach, I'm not going to lose now. I'm on track. And I'm going to go for more, the whole world, and until billions of people know what it is to be in control of themselves. Everybody is the rightful owner of their own mind. And that should be schooled and taught in primary schools. And the next generations is where people are happy, strong, and healthy, because that's what they learn in school. That is going to be the important thing, and not to make 100 more bridges and super technology and not being happy. What does that serve for? And then we cannot live in this earth anymore because we polluted so much. We got to go to Mars and to Venus and to nuts and chocolate and all crazy stuff, you know. It's that needs to stop. Let's get back on the earth. It is simple. Become happy, strong, and healthy, everybody. And we will see to it that it is going to happen.
Brilliant. Amazing.
That is brilliance. That's who we are. We radiate. That is brilliance every day. Yeah.
Well, because you're so brilliant, I had this idea in my head that when COVID came along, like a little character in our lives, COVID came along.
Yeah.
I went, oh, it's something that attacks the immune system and apparently mental health. But I know this bloke called Wim Hof knows all about that shit and he can give us some answers. And I just in my head saw you coming in like, dun, 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 super Iceman, like coming in. It's annoying, but we can make it happen. It's going to happen.
Yes. Oh, right on. Good. That sounds great. I love it. Because I told the professor today, once again, try it out. Yeah. There is the frozen serum blood proof, which has shown itself with bacteria inserted that there was no reaction at all. That means normally when there is a overreaction of the immune cells, that means the fever and all these, the disease. But in my serum, it was zero reaction. That means there is no disease. When a bacteria or virus will be inserted, there will be no reaction. Why? Because what I did while they took my blood was doing deep breathing to bring the information to the cells through the life force and the connection of my will all in the cells. And this was, of course, this was completely unknown to science, how to do that, how to go into the DNA, how to go into the brain marrow, to the bone marrow and into the deepest part of the brain. This was all not accessible in science. And now we have shown it. So I told the professor, take that blood again, because you had a breakthrough in science when you got my serum and put in the bacteria and there was no reaction. This was abnormal, never been shown. And then I showed a group of people to do the same thing and they did it in a couple of days. So there is no excuse. Of course, they say, oh, you got to quantify, you fuck off, you all, you motherfuckers. You have been torturing people, ignoring people. People are dying because of inflammatory diseases. And we have found an answer which is clear for any person except for you, who is in charge of money and pharmaceutical industry and the government and this. You get out of it. Yeah, I want to help the people, but they don't listen. So I asked it once again. And you know, if it doesn't come now, I will keep on until it comes. Because I'm like water. If it doesn't go that way, it goes the other way. And but it will reach the goal. And why is that? Because the power of the unlimited power of the mind is there. And I showed that too in brain scans, how to fend off physical stress through just using the thought, and how to become in control over 100% neural activity, activated at will by myself. And it was not even me. I let other people do it and then show it. So I showed it, yes, okay, but that is only one person. And I got so much training and I'm so special. And I say, no, life is special, and special life has everybody. and I know how to biohack. So within a quarter of an hour, she went into went into the brain scan, and then they saw 100% neural activity at will activated, which was before thought of only 16% is possible, and now it is 100. Well, with other words, I show people that they are the owner of their own mind. And when you own your own mind and you are able to access into any part of the mind, then anything that is deregulated, out of balance, depression, you are able to repair. And that goes by feeling. That when you feel bad, you are able then to enter into your own brain at will. And this is new science and all, and it doesn't make money, but that's it. I don't need money. I want people to become happy and strong and healthy, because that's the way Mother Nature gave it to all of us. And it's time that we awaken to that being. And then we are able to pass it on. And then there is no fear anymore. There is no war anymore, no possessive career chasing, competition. It's all not needed because you got the best already. It's you.
Brilliant. It's actually just you, but sure.
No, that's us.
I know.
That is you, is for the reader. It's you. So remember, become a member again of Mother Nature's creation. That is you, your beautiful mind and body together. Mm-hmm. And you got it. And this time it's not philosophy, it's science. It's done. The science is done. And any confusion or doubt that exists there, just put it aside. Don't indulge into that. Indulge in being happy, strong, and healthy. Make sure you are living it every day, because the rest is bullshit. Don't attract the bullshit by, oh, why is this? Why is this? No. Just be happy, strong, and healthy, and get the confusion out of the way, because it's like a dirt on the window. You can't look through that.
Yeah, amazing. I'm going to ask you one last question, and it's about joy. You've mentioned happiness a lot, and yeah, they're kind of, obviously similar. For me, I believe that the whole essence of our being is joy, and the whole purpose of our being is joy, and that is also interconnected with love. So love, joy, happiness, basically. And you are a very joyful fellow, and basically, I think it does a couple of things. I want you to tell me if I'm right. One is it makes people learn easier and absorb things when you're in a happy, kind of joyful state. And two, your immune system's better when you're happy and joyful. So, and you're not going to, if you're feeling happy and joyful, you're not depressed. So yeah, how do you use joy? What do you feel about joy?
Joy, to enjoy every day. I enjoy for the fullest every day. Yes, I do. And it comes in, and it can come in with craziness. Yeah, I'm 61 years old, but I'm a child of 61 years. That's it. And I play. I love to play and to not think, but play and be fully therein. That's what I do. And that is control of the mind. The control is in letting go of stupid thoughts, worries, all these things that make you heavy because they are not connected to your body. When you become in connection with your body and you are able to let go the thinking, then well, what is the thing you would choose if you would have control over the mind? I would say joy. I would say happiness. I choose some dopamines and some serotonins and all the good feel hormones. I will activate it, and I'm able to get there. And I learned that in nature. In nature, there is no words. when you challenge your body and your mind in nature, there is nobody talking to you. You're just there in nature, and you learn to thrive even in the most stressful conditions. I found great enlightenment, great realizations, great winnings over me, over myself. Because I can't win of nature. Nature's is so big, so enormous. You just have to surrender, and then within that surrendering, we are able to have a peep in our soul. Just when we let go this egotistic thinking little shit, schooled by people who think we have to be that way, then suddenly we get a glimpse of our soul, which is joy, sheer joy, sheer love. And when we feel that, and we can pass that to our children, then they become very joyous, happy beings. That's what we want. But we did not know how to get there. And I tell you, these tools we provide, they are really cutting through all the bullshit and getting you in a direct, innate capacity to have a great control over your hormonal system, vascular system, lymphatic system, your immune system, any system, just to bring you back to the way nature meant it to be, with a neurology that is in connection. And then your will is connected. Nobody, even the worst of the people, if they have real control of their mind, they will not choose cars. They will choose happiness. But the world is so frustrated, so wrongly schooled neurologically, that they disconnected from the ability to become unconditionally happy. And that now is the time to take it on. And hey, why not being happy every day? Why not being happy and joyful every day and be very strong? Because a person who is able to go into cold water is strong. They are strong. Their immune system directly goes, is very alert. All that science actually is already done. And the last study, it showed that through doing these things, you get a high cortical control within the brain, unprecedented much, and that makes you able to regulate your own mood. And once again, when people are able to regulate their own mood, what would they do? Become happy and joyful and fart in the elevator while you go down on the Monday morning with all these long faces, and then blame somebody else.
Melt them off with your bum. Melt off their long faces.
Yeah. You see the nostrils go. Have a good laugh. Yeah. Suspense.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. This has been, as expected, brilliant and excellent and hilarious. And also, you know, people can help themselves. You can all help yourselves. So
yes, we made it simple. That in the end of this beautiful conversation, wherein you listened, you received, I sent, and you sent, I receive. We made it simple. I can feel that people now are able to understand, hey, it's simple. It's not difficult. It's achievable. It's tangible. It's accessible. It's here. So now it's in favor of not listening anymore. If I say practice, practice and just do it. Because the feeling is the understanding. And you got to unlock yourself with these tools we provide. That is breathing exercises, a cold shower, and your beautiful mind. Make it beautiful, because that's the nature of your spirit. To have a mind that is in control is beautiful. That's you. That's who you are, really. So become who you are, and it's going to be great.
Thank you so much. Thank you for giving up your Monday night. Thank you for talking to us. And
no, you made my Monday night.
That's great.
Yes.
Well, I love you, man. Thank you so much.
Love you, love you, love you.
Absolute original gangster. Brilliant. Have a great...
Keep on going, Rach, and be outrageous anytime.
I will be. Don't you worry. I'm going to have a Wim Hof tomorrow in the mountains.
Ho ho! Ho ho! Yeah! Great. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, thanks, mate.
Yep.
Have a good one. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.